Alright, it's Team Solid, Vincent here, and I'm going to do a deck profile on Morphing Jar. I really need some light in here. Alright, and so here we go. We have one Morphing Jar, because it's limited. It'd be awesome if it was unlimited. We could run 3, but no, fortunately not. 3 Needleworm. No 5. I actually won a game using Needleworm only, because Morphing Jar was at the bottom of my deck, and I had no way of getting it. So I just kept flipping back and forth, and I actually won. It was amazing. It was in locals. 3 AD Changer. This card's awesome for this deck. If you don't have a Book of Taiyu in your hand, but you have this in your graveyard, boom. And it's so easy to mill out, because there's so many discard cards in this deck. And we have 3 Giant Rat. This searches your Morphing Jar. It also stalls for you. For example, if they have 2 monsters and you have a Giant Rat in your hand, you set it, they attack into it, you get another Giant Rat, and then you use that to get your Mojar. Now we have 1 Night Assailant. If your Mojar goes in the grave, you can use this to bring it back up. And when staying in, another Searcher. Alright, for the spells, we have 3 Upstart Goblin. Life points don't matter for your opponent. So it's a +1. Well, not really. 3 Book of Moon. You flip your Mojar back down, or your Needleworm down. 3 Book of Eclipse. Flip all cards on the field face down. So it stops attacks, it flips your Mojar down. And at the end phase, your opponent has to flip up all of their face down monsters, and they draw a card, so it mills them up even more. 3 Book of Taiyu. This is your main way of flipping people back up, like your Morphing Jar. And it's not a quick play, so if you have 2 Book of Taiyus in your hand, you can set 1 and play 1, and you can still use that set 1 on your turn. A lot of people don't know that. 3 Shallow Grave. Bring a monster from your graveyard and put it face down on your side of the field. Your opponent also does that, so you have to be careful on what he brings out. 2 Feather the Phoenix. You discard a card in your graveyard to the top of your deck. 2 Magical Stone Excavation. You discard 2 cards and you bring a magic card to your hand. Good for getting that Book of Moon you don't have in your hand, or that Book of Taiyu. Card destruction and hand destruction. This will help with dead draws if you have any, which this deck kind of gets. Sometimes it gets dead draws, but you can usually play out of it. But if you can't, you have these. So the Revealing Light, just to stall for a little bit more. MST. Tunade. This will help with your big plays. You play Giant Tunade, and they won't have a counter. Monster Reborn. 2 Desert Sunlight. And a Potted Duality, or a Bait Doll. You can choose whichever. I usually use a Potted Duality, but I don't have it on me right now. Now here's some combos of the deck. If you have your Morphing Jar face down, here, let's get it. You have a Morphing Jar face down, and in your hand you have a Book of Moon, and you have a Book of Taiyu. Hold on. Alright, this is in your hand. And you really don't want to get rid of this. And you don't want to set it, because if you set it, then you can't use it that turn. So, what you do is you use Book of Eclipse, flip this up. Nothing will happen until the effect activates. And you chain Book of Moon to the effect of Morphing Jar. You do not chain it to Book of Taiyu, or else it won't do anything. You have to chain this to the effect of Morphing Jar. Just some ruling stuff I have to clear up. The same with Needleworm. And yeah, AD change will only work on your turn. Some people are weird and think it'll work on your opponent's turn, but no, it only works on your turn. And yeah, be careful not to mill yourself out with this deck. It happens to me a lot, especially with the 3 upstart goblins. You don't have to use these. Only use them if you need to. But yeah, if not, it's just a spell card you can get rid of. Same with the giant rat and the Sangan. You really don't want to use their search effects if you don't have to. And yeah. Alright, that's it. See ya. Vincent signing out.